Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment and going away. Gay trying to go with him, and he's being dragged through to second place, but he's going to win it by 2 metres. 9.58. The world record's gone. That's more like it. Sub 9.6, and surely there's more to come from Bolt yet. But no more records will come from this young man. Maybe at these championships. The 200 metres a few days away, and the track. Well, we thought yesterday after the first round times it was a slow track. If it is, then Bolt has turned it back. The world record renewed it in spite of that fact. 9.58, and what on earth has Tyson Gay run? He'll have run a personal best, I'm sure, a new US record, but the tradition is maintained. The Olympic champion has become world champion. Part one of the job done for Usain Bolt. The 200 yet to come, the relay yet to come. Martin, it was the perfect race, and there wasn't tonight quite the showboating that we saw in Beijing. He's improved the world record by over 1/10 of a second. It's a huge jump.
Well, I reckon he could break 10 seconds running through a bath of custard, this fella. They say this track isn't the best. Well, what will he run on a fast track? 9.58. Gay, 9.71. His fastest ever legal time. It is an American record. We still saw a fair amount of showboating, didn't we? Just before they went into their blocks, Bolt, using his hand, was indicating, I'm going to be like a jet plane, I'm going to take off. He was like Concorde. 9.58. And get him on a truly fast track. And look at this. Well, it's not Morris dancing, but it's all rather impressive. Usain Bolt has taken another massive chunk off the world record. What can this man do? There was a time when we used to get very excited about people breaking 10 seconds. Well, we got the time for the first 5 here. 5th place, Davis Patton, 9.93. We've seen somebody now break 10 seconds by about 4 metres.
Of course, we should mention that behind Bolt and Gay, Asifa Powell made it another medal for Jamaica. He was 3rd, the season's best 9.84. Dwayne Chambers, 10 seconds dead. The season's best for him. His the fastest time by a Briton for some time, that. Goodness me, a few years. And that's the shot, of course, that'll be spread across newspapers all over the world. It wasn't just a world record, and I say that, of course, with enormous inverted commas. But 9.69 in Beijing last year, we knew he was toying around then. We knew he was toying around tonight in his semi-final, running 9.89. The championship record's been shattered. The world record's been blasted into history. And you wonder just what more this man can do. What would have run here tonight if this was a quicker track? We do hear talk about it being a slightly softer track. It's not a Mondo track. Those we understand are the quicker tracks, as was the case in Beijing. Maybe there's another 10th of a second or so to come off that. He's on record, Martin, as saying he believes he can go into the 9.4s.
I suppose anything's possible, isn't it? Tyson Gay, well, he can't... Well, he can look at himself in the mirror tonight and say, well, I came here after last year when I didn't even make the Olympic final after struggling with injury. I've come here and I've run on not the fastest track in the world, 9.71. Simply, there comes a point when you simply can't control certain things. You can only control how fast you run yourself. And Gay has delivered in a massive way, and how often, well, 9.71, it's never not won a global title or an Olympic title, has it?
Well, I was going to say, actually, barring the Olympic Games last year, that 9.71 would have won any race in history. It makes him the 2nd fastest man in history by some margin.
I'd be interested to know, actually, what is the fastest losing time in any sprint race ever? Well, I reckon it's more than a 10th of a second outside that, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Powell actually has run 9.72, come to think of it, so he's the 3rd fastest man in history, not the 2nd fastest. Everybody expected Bolt to win. Everybody expected Gay to be second. That's what we've just seen. But for Gay to produce that performance, you're dead right. He deserves enormous plaudits. Here's that race again. Bolt was away and gone by 60 metres. Massive stride, big man. Gay battling all the way to the line. Eases up a little bit, actually, doesn't even bother to dip. Metre and a half behind him back to Powell. But goodness me, pound for pound, let's be fair, pound for pound, Gay is the better athlete, but I'm afraid it's not measured like that.
And Usain Powell has run his best race ever in a global championship final, in any sort of final, frankly. He was expected to win 2 years ago, and he blew it, really, finishing third in the sucker. He's got a bronze medal here, but this is a very honourable bronze for Usain Powell, whose mental approach to this final was clearly very different. He allowed himself to play the games with Usain Bolt at the start, bit of shadow boxing, and then sticking the old hip number on the end of his nose. You don't see that from Usain Powell, I haven't until now. Perhaps that's the approach to adopt, because he has had what frankly can be referred to as bottle problems in the past, hasn't he?